No, go
Joe,
ahead. You had
Joe asked an interesting question, right? He says because you were talking about how good Chiellini was against Zlatan early on, and then Giroud later on. It was a pretty good game for Chiellini overall. I mean, he had those guys in his back pocket. And so Joe asked about Chiellini when his career is over. Where do you rate him next to Maldini and Baresi? Now, for me, he's going to be behind those two, and honestly behind
yeah.
Nesta. But he's right there. He's fourth, just behind fourth, I think. But maybe it's a bias because I'm a Milan fan, but I think Maldini, Baresi, and Nesta were just phenomenal defenders for long periods of time. And so is Chiellini, no doubt about it. But I think
And
he's just
Maldini and Baresi were better footballers overall.
yeah.
Better with the ball at their feet than Chiellini. Sorry, I didn't want to interrupt you. You
No,
were on a roll.
I was done. No, I was done. I was just saying, Nesta is just to me was one of the best, like flat out pure talented defenders. And like you mentioned, Baresi and Maldini are just so good. They are always the top two, no matter what, wherever you look. And there's no disrespect to Chiellini. Chiellini is a phenomenal defender, both for Juventus and for the Azzurri. But if it's me, ranking them, I have him fourth, just behind those three. And it's no disrespect to Chiellini because I think he's a ridiculous defender. Fully respect him and everything he's done for Juventus and the Azzurri, but he's just not the top three for me. I don't know about you, where you rank him.
Chiellini takes your most dangerous striker and picks a fight with him for 90 minutes. That's what Chiellini does. I mean, not with not like getting to fisticuffs or anything like that, but in footballing terms, he gets to you mentally because he's doing all of the different things, all of the different tricks. I mean, he's a savvy veteran defender. All the tricks in the book. Who did Romelu Lukaku have the hardest time with when he was here in Serie A? Chiellini. Okay. I don't even think he scored. He might have scored against Juventus in a game where Chiellini didn't play. But when Chiellini was in, he man-marked Lukaku. And I remember a game where he man-marked Lukaku out of the game, which is hard to do. And usually wins that fight too. Absolutely. I would say, if you want to talk about wrestlers, Chiellini was a I don't know if Ric Flair is a way to put it, because he's not a nature boy.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
Ric Flair
But he
always
brings it.
had the dirty trick that he would just come out of nowhere with, and all of a sudden have the edge on his opponent. For me, Chiellini is similar in that vein. I mean, he's going to come up with ways to frustrate you and take you out of the game. Macho Man Randy, I don't know about Macho Man. But maybe Ric Flair, where
Sergeant Slaughter.
Baresi might have been your Macho Man, and Maldini might have been, gosh, I don't know. But anyway, so. And you knew exactly what was going to happen with Chiellini in the starting lineup. First thing I said was Zlatan's going to get canceled out of this.
Yep.
Well, he ended up getting hurt, so ultimately it was easy to be right on that one. But you knew either one of the Road Warriors. Okay, I don't hate that either.
Would you take Chiellini over Cannavaro? Bartolomeo is asking.
Phew.
I would say yes, based on longevity. What Cannavaro did in 2006 was he won the Golden Ball for it, right? It was ridiculous, and he's had some good years. But I think longevity, Chiellini slightly does it over me. I mean, I love Cannavaro as well. He's one of my all-time favorites. But I think Cannavaro is just behind Chiellini in that regards.
Mm.
That's just me, and I know people are going to disagree. But what are your thoughts?
I don't have a I don't think I have a problem with that. I think that Cannavaro, Cannavaro ended up phasing out. I think there was, for Fabio Cannavaro, I think there was a space of about 2 or 3 years where he was really, really good, where he was at the height. But then after that, he wasn't. He didn't maintain an elite level of defending and play, to the extent that Chiellini has. To the extent that the Milan defenders had, Godin pre-Cagliari, he didn't have the extended consistency. The rest of these guys had. He had a burst, obviously, in 2006 is what he's always going to be known for, and maybe the couple of years before that, and maybe the year or so after that, and that's it. Okay, you didn't know a whole lot about him after that. That's what I would say. I would probably take Chiellini in that sense. Indro Hari saying that Chiellini is on the same level with Materazzi, nothing more, nothing less. Not on the same league as Baresi, Maldini, Cannavaro. Okay, Materazzi to me was another one of these. Was another instigator as a center back. Okay, yeah. He was probably not the defender that Chiellini, Cannavaro, and Milan defenders was, but he had ways to get. I mean, you only got to look at Zidane in the 2006 World Cup. He looked like a nuisance. He looked like he was going to be a nuisance, and he looked like he was going to get under your skin. So, and he resorted to that probably a lot more, to make up for some of the other deficiencies that he had as a defender overall. So,
yeah. I love it how we started out talking about Milan, Juventus, and we went down this whole history of defenders here.
Memory lane of defenders, yeah. Why not?
Great conversation, though. No, great conversation.